So by the time this comes out, this would have been very old by now, but we haven't really got a chance to had a real debrief on our cycling special.
Oh yeah.
Because we filmed an outro and that turned out to be 26 minutes or something like that, and we were just like,
originally,
and we were like, people don't want to hear us talk about a special they.
By the way,
just
if you haven't watched the cycling special, you should go and do that before we're going to be talking about that video. So if you want to watch that, link down below or top.
On screen now. But I think the biggest thing, I mean, obviously the reaction for that has been absolutely incredible.
That's been awesome.
But what I found funny was how seriously people took when it came to discussing who won and who lost and who cheated in that cycling special.
Yeah. I've never seen like our subreddit turn into like just the most like, no, you type
it
of,
was
like,
a fucking free-for-all for a good period of time there.
It was like a fucking like Team Gaunt and Joey versus Team Connor battle.
Is this how the Twilight fandom were in their prime?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, they're invested.
They're invested, which is a good sign. Which is a good sign.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, I think I'm very fake salty. Like I'm always like fake angry.
I think we are all fake salty and fake angry.
But like in real life as well, I'll sound like loud. I'm like, yo, this is fucked up, and they'll be like, whoa, you really care? I'm like, no, not really. I mean, I just like getting annoyed about things in a way that isn't like
that's very
Twittery.
British of you.
Yeah, British, very British. It's like I can't believe this. I'm like, oh my god, really? Like, no, I don't give a shit. I mean, like, you know, the cheating. I was like, at the moment, I'm sure when I found out you cheated, I was like, motherfuckers, and then I probably just thought like, all right, well,
yeah.
But then obviously, because there's also clips of like me talking about it on my live stream. But obviously, like I play up the saltiness because I'm, you know, it's good showmanship. You know, it is.
It's fun.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate that like a large majority of the internet doesn't understand sarcasm.
Dude, there was like in our subreddit people discussing, who cheated, who really won, who was the real winner,
who done it.
And there was this one comment, I can't remember what it was called, but they were like, big man Connor Cahoon thinks he's a real winner, real Chad, huh? Calling his friends cheaters when he cheated, and he was getting so angry about it, and I was like, what the fuck?
It was just so funny seeing how like the fact that there were so many people who are infinitely more saltier than we didn't give a shit.
It's, like, you know, it's like to us, it's you know, we make the video, we film it.
Yeah.
If someone cheats, you know, and it makes for good content, it makes for good content. You know?
I mean, originally, I remember going on that cycling special. I think this got cut out of the video, but I remember telling Connor, I'm going to do the whole thing because, you know, even if I don't win, I'll feel good if I do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so the fourth challenge happened, and then Joey suggested the cheating, and I just thought to myself, that'll make for a really funny segment if we do actually.
That's exactly what it was. It's like, sure, you know, saying that, I wanted to take a fucking free car ride. Like, you know, I'd be lying if I say I didn't want that. Yeah. But ultimately, I was like, no, let's do this because it'll make for great content, and it did.
It's not about the race. It was about the friendship.
It wasn't about. It was about the friends we lost along the way, which is apparently each other.
True.
No, because like I feel like, you know, there's a difference between, obviously none of it was scripted, which, you know, we don't script what happens on the specials, but we are still, you know, we do still have that voice in the back of our head that says this is going to be content. People are going to watch this for entertainment.
Because let's be real, like, you know, there was a part of me that was like, you know, I'm sure there will be some level of entertainment factor if, hypothetically, all three of us, with no accidents whatsoever, completed everything from start to finish. But, you know, it's the little bits of unexpected drama that makes for an interesting
it's
video,
the drama,
right?
It's the banter. I feel like that's what makes for the interesting video. And I feel like part of this discussion, it's like we laugh at it because we know we didn't take it seriously, but I'm glad people are that invested in our content to really go balls deep, to really like break down the levels of cheating. And like, okay, I swear some people could make a spreadsheet of like every little thing that we did.
There's like thesis papers on it.
It's like the dream cheating thing. People are going to start hiring like astrophysicists to prove who cheated technically. I can't.
There's a 1 in 7 trillion chance that Gaunt's chain would break at that very moment.
There was one comment that was like, why didn't Gaunt just put the chain back on? And I did think that. I was like, why didn't Gaunt just put the chain back
Actually, this wasn't, a lot of my, you know, trying to fix the chain did get cut out, but it was like completely lodged in there. So like, the reason you were waiting so long for us was because I was like trying to unlodge this fucking chain. And then like I got it back on, and then it came off again immediately. And I was trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with my bike. So I had this like half an hour to 45 minutes where I realized that I had gone the entire cycle without first gear. So the reason the chain came off was because when I went to the highest gear, it just slipped off.
These bikes were very cheap.
Yeah. And like I realized why I was suffering so much now on the fucking hills was because
you're in second gear the entire way.
I was in second gear the entire way.
I also love though how like there was so many comments even on the video being like, "Oh man, their seats are too low, their bikes are too small." It's like, look. That was the biggest bikes they had there.
Those were the biggest bikes. And I think I did adjust my seats to be the highest.
To the highest,
because these people are designed for Japanese people by far. Because we didn't buy the bikes. They were the rental bikes from the local bike place.
We had to fly to the other side of the country, so we couldn't bring bikes.
These bikes were definitely not suited for 6-foot foreigners, that's for sure.
Speak for yourself, Joe. 5-foot gang over here.
Even for your size, it was small, right?
It was just maybe okay for me, but like really pushing it. Like
Because I remember I put my seat all the way to the top. I was like, oh no, this is the highest it goes. I'm gonna fucking die.
We're pretty fucking dumb, right?
Yeah.
But we're not that dumb. Like I saw comments that were also like, did they even use any gears? I'm like, bro, you would know if we didn't change gear because Gon would not be moving up any of these hills. You think Gon could pedal at 6th gear up a hill? Are you kidding me?
I was already suffering enough on second gear, let alone fucking
like
6th gear.
Some people pretend like it was the first time we ever saw a bicycle with gears like that day. It's like, what are these things? I've never seen these. Let's just leave it alone.
I didn't realize until I saw the footage actually how much of a clown I looked with like this fucking mini bike with my massive legs just like pedaling along.
You're basically on like one of those like the kid bikes where they're like young and like sitting and the feet are going like over here. Like that's what you look like.
You're like kneeing yourself in the rib cage every time. Oh man,
that dude squats every time.
I mean, I'm glad people enjoyed it, but man, just it's not that serious, guys. It was just a little bit of fun.
I mean, there was a lot of like fluff that got cut out. Shout out to Mudan for editing that and going through. Jesus, how much footage?
100 hours of footage,
like 100 hours between us, because it was like we had the 6 GoPros.
It was like 1 terabyte of footage.
We had 6 GoPros, so 2 GoPros between each of us, and then also the handy cams and whatever, and the GoPro in the camera, the GoPro in the car as well, which is. That's why it took so long. We filmed that in October. That's why the production took so long. For our next special, we probably won't like scale up until we have like a super big idea. Maybe try something a bit smaller, you know?
Yeah, I feel at this rate, it's just going to get like bigger and it's going to turn into like a Mr. Beast type of content if we don't scale back a little bit.
I mean, because we're the ones mainly arranging this as well, so we have to come up with all the equipment we need to figure everything out, and so like it's quite a lot to do it for all of us.
Like I kind of realized this when we were doing the thing, and then Connor's tire popped and every comment was just like, wow, I can't believe they didn't plan for like a spare tire or something like that. And yeah, in hindsight, it sounds fucking stupid, doesn't it? But you have to understand that most of our planning went into how the fuck are we going to power 6 GoPros on our bicycles when we have one car and none of us near each other. So we were trying to figure out the logistics of trying to get this filmed, and that's where
the last thing we were expecting was a pop tire.
These bikes were like extra heavy because we had like duct taped the shit out of stuff to it. Like there was like portable batteries strapped to these bikes.
It's like a brick.
Just to like keep the GoPros running. And also GoPros are such fickle things. They're amazing when they work, but the moment like there's any heat, they just stop working.
Yeah, because we realized this during the drifting special. Because people look at this content and think they don't see the fucking effort and logistics that goes into this. Because I didn't think about this until I had to go out and film it.
Yeah, they just think, oh, just buy some cameras and attach them and turn them on.
So with the drifting special, a lot of Connor's footage just got lost.
So like it's a shame because like the way when I was doing like the sick donuts, like all of that footage was lost because the GoPro just overheated in like 5 minutes.
It's like 900 degrees inside
because
the car.
It's an oven in that thing, and mine turned off. Luckily, your guys' worked.
I mean, mine kept dying in the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, which just sucked because like all you get to see is an outside shot. It doesn't even look like I'm in the car doing the fucking thing, and you missed all like me getting fucking hyped, screaming. You know?
Spoiler: it was a stunt double.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what it looks like. It could look like a stunt double.
Yeah.
I was so sad. I'm like, that's my drift. That's mine.
Like, I recently watched this horror movie with Sydney. I don't remember the name. It's a Korean horror movie, right? But the premise of this horror movie is that there's this company who basically does live stream content, right? And so this company hires a bunch of people from the public to live stream going into this like haunted asylum and live streaming their experiences there. And so I was watching this movie, and they had this like jank set up with some GoPros that were apparently like live streaming to this base camp that was like a literal camp that they had set up outside this mental asylum, right?
Yeah.
And when I was watching this, I couldn't get invested in the movie because I felt like that guy doing like YouTuber reacts to YouTuber movies, right? And all I could see in the back of my head was these GoPros don't even have any spare cameras. Fucking lie there. They were like live streaming for 5 hours or something like that.
2 out of 10, not realistic.
Yeah, there's no way that would work. Also, how are they getting signal in this mental asylum? There's no way the stream would be this clean while they were streaming like
Where's
inside
their 5G Twitch backpacks?
Exactly. Where are they? They didn't even have the fucking 5G Twitch backpacks. Like, this is fake movie, 2 out of 10.